All right, we are nearly good to go here out at Overport Park in Frankston. I'll be your host today, Kyle Pover, as Brad Sinclair unfortunately has had his partner and their daughter in a car accident this morning. I believe they're both okay, but he's had to rush off to lend his assistance there. So you're stuck with my dour tones for the next couple of hours. Should be interesting. Always difficult commentating a game when A, you've never commentated before, but B, you got to do the graphics and stuff as well, but we'll give it a crack. The umpire balls a ball up. Beaconsfield win the clearance. Strong tackle there though from the Frankston player in Wellington. He wins the free kick. He plays on now, no one stands the mark. He takes a bounce, kicks it towards half forward, looking for a teammate in Crane, but can't find him. Off hands, spills free to his teammate in Oliver Spence. And Beaconsfield with the free kick, they go up the middle. It's off hands now. As they fight amongst each other, there's a heap of players around the footy and the umpire's going to ping holding the ball. So free kick to Klein, who kicks it to the outer side. Looking for a teammate in Stewart. Gets an unkind bounce. Spills out to a Beaconsfield player who's tackled immediately. We'll have another ball up. So the ball goes up. They fight amongst themselves. Beaconsfield win the clearance through Villart. Villart goes inside 50 and he finds a teammate there who gives the handball back to Villart. Villart kicks it to the top of the square, but it's come off the side of the boot and it'll be out of bounds in the far forward pocket for Beaconsfield. So Frankston will bring the ball back in. Got a number 17 though, not on the team sheet, so we'll have to go with a no-name player there. And we'll have a boundary throw in on the outer side between forward pocket and half forward for Beaconsfield. For a teammate in Stewart. Comes off hands, snap it, goal. It's gone through for a behind. So the Dolphins, the Frankston Dolphins bring it back in. Comes out to Bremer. Bremer looks for a teammate there in Wellington, but he can't trap it. Ball spills free. Picked up there by Collar from Beaconsfield, and a good tackle there as the ball spills out. And a good mark on the outer side there. Looks like the man, Harvey Pollock, who kicked 13 goals last week, as the ball comes into the middle and there's a contest going on. Picked up there by Matt Cross of Beaconsfield. Goes inside 50 for Beaconsfield. Gets an awkward bounce as a Dolphin player. Bursting away as a Beaconsfield player. He has a snap-on goal and it hits the post. So that was Palais, famous soccer name. Nearly with the crafty goal. They move on to two behinds, and that's on your Chisholm Sport Academy scoreboard. So he misses the target, but he makes it look all right, the Bombers player. It's then picked up through the agency of Harringsimer. We'll go with that, Harringsimer. Riley Harringsimer, and he's kicked it out of bounds on the full, and it'll be Tom Mann to bring it back in for the Dolphins. So he goes long up the line. Can't find a teammate, though, and that's a good intercept mark there by Flynn Marr. He's got a slight breeze favouring to the left-hand side of the screen, so I reckon he's going to go back and have a shot. So Marr, in he comes, about 40 metres out, 45-degree angle. And Wynn sort of got hold of that ball drop and it goes out of bounds on the full, and it looks like that'll be Tom Mann of the Dolphins to bring the ball back in the near forward pocket. He plays on now and he goes towards a leading target, towards the boundary line, comes off hands. Trapped there by Booth of Beaconsfield. He can't gather it. Quick kick away from the Dolphins. And a good strong mark there by Grundy, who quickly plays onto a teammate running past, and that's Shacklock. But it's intercepted now by Raddings, Beaconsfield, and he's got numbers out in the far wing. Quickly plays on. That's rove well there by Palais again, who gets the handball off, and the umpire was going to pay the tackle, but he's let it play. As the ball spills out, Palais again, looking to give the handball off, and a great tackle there. I think that might be man. No, in fact, might be Wallington again. So he's had his name called out a few times already, as he has a player free on the outer side. Doesn't get a good bounce though. It's picked up by Matt Cross of Beaconsfield. He looks for a teammate, spills out. Tackled again there from Beaconsfield is Wood. Ball then comes out to Wallington again, who, with nice composure, finds a teammate in the middle, who we don't have his number 46, so we'll go with number 46. The ball comes out, though, to Harry Chisholm, who then gets the ball moving. They've managed to transfer the ball towards half forward. Picked up well, though, by the Beaconsfield player on the outer side. Gets an ordinary bounce to his teammate, though, who picks it up and then moves the ball on to Vogrig. Sorry, we're just trying to learn the pronunciations of some of these names, so I do apologise if we get a few wrong. So it looks like it's Vogrig in the middle here. He's indicating he wants to go long, so he kicks it along inside 50. And out the back, uncontested, and now the umpire was going to pay it. Calls play on. And now he's going to pull a free kick though. And it's going to go to that man in Craig, who quickly plays on, has a shot towards the goals, and it's dropped, spoiled down to the front. Right foot snap and a goal by Ingram. So a good start for Beaconsfield. They are kicking with a slight advantage though to the left of screen. They move on to 1-2-8. That's on your Chisholm Sport Academy scoreboard. So they've started well of the Eagles, and as I mentioned though, there is probably a 2 or 3 goal advantage to the left of screen. So we'll have Shacklock going up against Marr in the ruck. We'll give that one to Marr, who taps it down to Wallington of the Dolphins. It comes out now to that man in Pollock. Pollock kicks it long inside 50. Ball trickles away, and then we'll have a boundary throw in the left forward pocket for the Dolphins. So first real attack inside 50 for the Dolphins. Both teams coming off big wins last week. Both 100-point wins, so should be in for an even contest throughout this afternoon. Or this morning, rather. So Beaconsfield are able to win the clearance away. They go long up the middle, looking for a teammate, can't find him. Shacklock overruns the ball. I think that's Wallington again who's in amongst it. He can't gather. In fact, it was Mann of the Dolphins who's back in there again looking for it. We've called his name out a few times. Mann at the bottom of the pack again. Comes out through the agency of a Beaconsfield player. And Beaconsfield have got a 2-on-1 here. And a great shepherd there put on by Palais. Ball comes out to Vogrig. Vogrig shot on goal. And he's just missed. So they move on to 1-3-9. It's all thanks to your Chisholm Sports Academy. Great supporters of AFL Southeast. Wouldn't be possible this live stream without their support. Big shout out to Isaac and Peter from Chisholm Institute. It's a kick intercepted by Vogrig. Gets the handball off to a teammate there in Ingram. And Ingram is tackled holding the ball. So great defensive tackle there from the Dolphins. They bring it onto this broadcast side of the ground looking for Mann, but a great intercept mark. Fantastic intercept mark was Wood. Might have copped a... he quickly plays on, gives it to a teammate in Craig. Craig puts it to the top of the square, but as a good ruckman should, Matthew Shacklock sits himself in the hole. Kicks it out to that far side, looking for that man in Pollock. Can't gather though. Booth of Beaconsfield trying to trap it in front. Ball spills out. Picked up by Varlet. Varlet gets a quick kick away. It comes out to that man in Vogrig who's had a bit of influence. Kick on goal, and it's a goal. I think it might have been Ma. So Flynn Ma, the ruckman, pushing forward. They move on to 2-3-15. Dolphins yet to score. Yeah. Chisholm Sport Academy scoreboard. Gone 10 minutes now, so halfway through the first quarter. This ball goes up. We'll give that to Ma again, who taps it out to that man in Craig. He's pinned for incorrect disposal. They'll play on now through the agency of Gross. And a good mark out there to Grundy, who plays on quickly, kicks it inside 50, looking for his ruckman in Shacklock. Ball spills free though. The Beaconsfield player turns it over and it's marked there by Oliver Spence, who quickly plays on and gives it to Wallington. Wallington long from 40, kicks it to the top of the square, off hands. Quick snap away from the Dolphins player there. So Ma quickly intercepts. It's going to come out to Oliver Spence again, who keeps in front of him well. And we'll have a boundary throw in, half forward flank, broadcast side of the ground for the Dolphins. So the ball gets thrown back in. Give that out to Ma again. I think that's Craig with the kick out of the stoppage, but it'll be a turnover. Out of bounds on the full, and be Wallington again, who's had plenty of the ball early, liked his game. He quickly plays on. Goes back inboard and looking for, can't find the target. Ma intercepts, taps it in front, trying to get it to that man in Palais. Ma wins the free kick. So Ma's got numbers out on the outer side, uses them. The umpire blows his whistle too early. He calls play on now. That was Wigfield. Wigfield goes for a run, kicks it inside 50. Goes over the top of his teammate's head. A great grabber there from Ingram, who goes along the ground, goes the dribble kick, and that's a fantastic goal. Great second effort there, Pat Ingram. He kicks his second. They move on to 3-3-21. That's on your Chisholm Sport Academy scoreboard. So a hot start here from the Eagles. So he'll have Shacklock going up in the ruck again. He wins the hit out this time to a teammate in Gross, who gets the clearance and a handball onto a teammate. He's got numbers on the outside. They go inside 50. He finds a teammate in short, who then kicks it long to the top of the square to a one-on-one, and a mark to that man in Harvey Pollock, who did a bit of damage back in round one with 13 goals. The Anthony Hudson famous number 13. So he'll line up about 35 out, directly in front, but there is a bit of a strong breeze that he'll have to kick into, so it will be a test. He does kick through the ball beautifully, and that's a fantastic kick, straight through the middle. That kicks things off for the Dolphins for today. They move on to one straight kick. 3-3-21 for the Eagles, and that is on your Chisholm Sport Academy scoreboard. So umpire balls the ball back up. It's picked up by the Beaconsfield player. He's trapped in front, and the umpire might pay throw. No, in fact, he's paid. Holding on too long. That's a free kick to Vogrig again. In fact, it's Wood. Man up, Ollie. Wood's indicated he's going to have a shot, so he'll be kicking from about 45 out. He's kicking with a bit of a breeze, though, so he gives himself a good runner, kicks it to the top of the square. He's got options. Falls out the back. They scrap for it. Comes out to Ingram, who gets a quick kick away. Through for a behind. They move on to 3-4, 22. They come out to the broadcast side again. Comes off hands looking for his teammate there. Can't find him. I think that might have been Klein. In fact, it was Dahon.
Watch behind, Tom!
So both ruckmen grapple with each other. Ball spills out. Wellington wins the clearance. It comes out to his teammate in Bremer, who kicks it long. It's gone out of bounds on the floor, and that'll be a free kick to Beaconsfield with Cross to take it. In fact, Pereira takes it. He quickly plays on, puts it to the hot spot. They managed to get it out of there. Breaking his way through out of the stoppage, though, was Wood. He's kicked it to the far side. So a couple of opportunities to expand their lead, and Wellington sells some candy. Kicks it long up the line, looking for Grundy. Comes off hands, though. Looks like it's going to come out through Beaconsfield. In fact, the umpire's pulled a free kick and he's holding the ball. I think that might be Pollock. It is. So Pollock goes in short. To that man Stewart. I think it might be to Wellington again. In fact, it was Mann, another one who's had plenty of the ball. He goes the give and get to Wellington, who's dealt with after he kicks it. And he kicks it to Wigfield. So Wigfield's going to go back long up the line. Ball spills off hands. Quickly kicked in there by Wood. And Ingram can't quite take the mark. He manages to keep it in, though. He's got Maher in over the top. Maher's run forward to the play. Just can't quite keep it in. Now he kicks off the ground. It's called out of bounds, and we'll have a boundary throw in. So ball comes back into play. Wellington wins the clearance again. But he's only got Cross out there. Quickly plays on. He's got a player free in Palais, who comes off hands, and a great intercept mark. In fact, that'll be 50 metres for the Pook. So I think that was Archer Bremer with that intercept mark, and he'll take 50 metres. In fact, he'll play on now. He's got options up the line, but only as far as Raddings, who takes the intercept and kicks it towards centre half forward looking for a target. Comes off hands. Picked up there by Raddings again. Kicks long towards Ingram. Keeps in front of him well. And Ingram's gone in and kicked his third. So a great start for Ingram. They move on to 4-5-29. Dolphins are one straight kick, and that is on your Chisholm's Sport Academy scoreboard. So ball goes up. Grundy wins the hit out. Only as far as the Beaconsfield player in Pereira. The umpire pays the mark there to Varlet. So Varlet gives the handball off to Pereira. Then over to Wood. Back to Pereira. Pereira then goes back to Varlet. Goes long inside 50 looking for a teammate. Can't find him. Comes off hands though. Picked up by Palais, who goes back inboard. And that man Wellington again with the clear and kick. It's picked up by Pollock, who kicks it long. Genuine one-on-one. Ball sits up right though for Cross, who kicks it to a teammate. Misses the target though. It's Oliver Spence there who picks it up. Kicks it long towards the win, and almost a great mark there to Raddings, who came in over the top. Quick kick clear there by Crane. Can't win it. Beaconsfield get the clearance. Good kick by Harley Gross there. Picked up by Booth. We'll have a stoppage. Umpire throws it up. Grundy wins that hit out. Comes out to cross, I think that was. Nice gather there by Haringsma, who gets it off to a teammate looking for Samoy. Samoy picks it up, kicks it long inside 50. Ingram at the back again, who's dangerous. His second efforts have been great. He keeps in front of him again. Gives a handball off to Wood, who snaps. His kick smothered. Ingram again with the tidy up. And Ingram's got his fourth.
Get him up in there, Jakey.
And that will be the siren. So a great start for the Eagles. Kicking with a breeze though, and Pat Ingram, 4 goals in the first quarter. It's a little bit of work to do for the Dolphins, although I might have underestimated that breeze. It's probably more of a 5 to 6 goal advantage, so they have made full use of it in that opening quarter of the Eagles. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back with the second quarter after a few messages from our great friends at the Chisholm Sport Academy. Welcome back out here at Overport Oval. Frankston Dolphins playing host to the Beaconsfield Eagles. Sorry, Frankston Dolphins Black, that is, under 15 side versus Beaconsfield Gold. Ball goes back up. And the clearance from Beaconsfield goes inside 50. That man again gets the pick up. Umpire's pinned him for holding the ball. It's Wood. Wood goes inside 50, looking for and finding teammate, and I think it might be that man in Brandon Palais again. It is. So he's had a good start to the game across half forward. So in comes Palais. And a fantastic kick straight over the goal umpire's hat. And they pick up where they left off in that first quarter. They move on to 6-5-41. Plays at one straight kick. Of course, that's on your Chisholm Sport Academy scoreboard. Ball up back in the middle. Mar wins the hit out and he knocks it back out again. Comes out to that man in Stewart. Gets the ball moving on to Spence, who goes inside 50 looking for Pollock. Nice gather. Goes back inside out. Kick towards goal. And he's missed just to his near side. That would have been a fantastic goal there by Pollock, who, as we've mentioned a couple of times, he's kicked 13 last week and kicked one today. So he's only got 14 for the season. Not even half time of round 2. Comes out to Cross, who wins the handball out looking for Booth. Misses him. Marr tries to clean it up but can't. Picked up then by another Beaconsfield player. In fact, it spills back out to Cross, who kicks it long up the wing. Can't find a teammate. Spills off hands. Wood tries to trap it but can't. We'll get a boundary throw in. Broadcast side of the wing. Comes back into play. Marr wins that hit out. It's rode by the Beaconsfield player, quickly picked up. There, in fact, I think it was Kohler. We'll have another stoppage. So winning that is Herringsma. Kick away from the Dolphins player, up to a one-on-one on the wing, but a great mark there by Hillard over his opponent. Hillard goes long inside 50 and out the back, almost uncontested. I think that's Wood. And he'll go back, kick from about 35-40 out, 45-degree angle, left footer. Comes Wood. It's exactly where it needed to go. It swings back, comes off hands, picked up by the Beaconsfield player. Can't gather though. They'll fall on top and we'll have a ball up at the top of the goal square for the Beaconsfield side. Umpire throws the ball back up. Tapped away. Gathered there well by the Dolphins player. He gets his handball on over the top to that man in Klein. Klein then gets it long outside looking for Wallington. Liked his game so far. He goes towards inside 50 looking for Grundy. Can't gather though. Picked up in the end there by Varlett. Varlett then goes across goal looking for and finding Booth, who gives it back to Varlett, who kept running. Great forward pressure there from Pollock. Comes back out to Booth. Booth then gives the handball out. I think that might be Vagrig. Is it Vagrig or Vagrig? Vogrig. Long both times. And a great mark there by Tom Mann. Go with Vogrig. Apologise. Comes up, quickly takes the mark and plays on Klein. Goes long towards the goal. He's got Wallington in the pocket, but it goes over his head and the umpire will throw the ball back in. Right forward pocket for the Dolphins. So it's 117 plays 6-5-41 on your Chisholm Sport Academy scoreboard. Taken out of the ruck by Grundy. Snap on goal, but it's across the face. They move on to 1-2-8 as Booth quickly plays on, brings the ball back in, kicks long towards the contest at half forward, comes off hands, quickly gathered by the Dolphins player, sends it back inside 50. The wind will take that and he'll kick it out of bounds, right forward pocket. So Booth with to kick the ball back in. His players start to move for him now as he kicks it long down the line. It's come off hands. It's a push out there to the Dolphins player. In fact, you know, it is the Dolphins player. Umpire accidentally pointed the wrong way. So I think that's man. No, in fact, it's not. We'll find out who that is. He's had a bit of it in this second quarter. Goes towards Grundy, but a great mark by Marr, who quickly plays on. Gives it don't argue. Breaks one tackle, takes a bounce. But a great chase down tackle there. Fantastic takedown tackle there by Harry Gross. So Gross goes inside 50. Looking for Grundy. Grundy with the front position. It comes off hands. Picked up by the ruckman there in Shacklock. So they gather around it. Shacklock gets the handball out to a teammate looking for Spence. Can't get it. Grundy then picks it up. It takes 3 to tackle him. And we'll have a ball up. About 20 metres out from the Dolphins' goal. Ball goes up. With a clearing kick away from the Beaconsfield player. Comes off hands. It's Klein. Klein gets the handball off to a player. He's tackled. Comes out to Vogrig. Now Vogrig, as we spoke about earlier. Vogrig is tackled. I think it might be that man Klein again with the second effort. So he started well in this second quarter. Gone nearly 7 minutes into the quarter. So he'll kick from about 35 out, no angle to speak of. Comes in, and I think he might have hooked it. He has. So they move on to 1-3-9, plays 6-5-41. It's just over 7 minutes gone. Kick over, hits the target. Picked up there by, in fact, we don't have a number 46, so we'll need to find out who that is. But it's taken away there through by Craig. Craig kicks long towards centre half forward looking for Palais. Comes off hands. Ingram tried to gather, couldn't. Ball comes out again and Ingram's good below his knee, so he picks it up. Takes around one, kicks it towards the goal face. It's going to be a race to see who can get back there first. It's Kai Stewart for the Dolphins. Ball bounces away from him. Comes out to Wood now. Wood snaps on his left. And across the face, one behind. So they move on to 6-6-42. Plays 1-3-9. That's on your Chisholm Sport Academy scoreboard. So they'll bring the ball back in, the Dolphins. Got Stewart on in the pocket, liked his quarter. Stewart has a player on over the top, uses him. Umpire calls play on, didn't control it. Picked up by Wood, who gets the handball back out looking for Palais. Palais breaks the tackle, snap on his left foot, and it's a behind. So they bring the ball back in, Dolphins. Stewart again on in the pocket, who quickly plays on, kicks it towards the target at half back. Comes off hands though. Good tackle there by the Beaconsfield player on the outer side, and we'll have a ball up between wing and half forward. Beaconsfield direction on the far side of your ground. So thrown back in. Hit back there by Hillard. And we'll have another secondary bounce, as we so often do after a stoppage. Umpire throws it back up. Great hit out there by Shacklock. Wellington's there in amongst it again. Full 360 there by the Beaconsfield player, not paid. They get the ball towards half forward. Sits up for that man, Valet. I think it was Valet, sorry. Ingram towards the goal square, comes off hands. That man Wood will gather it, but tackled. The umpire will reward the tackle. That's Mann again, so liked Mann and Stewart's work today and Wellington. So long up towards target, comes off hands. It's a big tackle there. I think it was Klein had possession, but he was gang tackled. And we'll have a ball up. A bit more of an arm wrestle in this second quarter as we've gone a tick under 10 minutes. In fact, we've gone 10 minutes. So gathered there by the Beaconsfield player in Raddings. He gives it back off to Vogrig. Goes in towards the corridor looking for Cross. Can't find him though. In fact, it was Craig. Fists it away. So quick snap forward there from the Dolphins. Goes towards a 3-on-1. Comes off hands. They manage to gather possession there. Comes out to Hoskin. Hoskin kicks it inside 50, but it's all Beaconsfield. A nice intercept marked by Booth, who has numbers out on this broadcast side of the ground. He's found him in Hillard. Comes off hands though. Hillard should be able to gather. Keeps it in front of him. Good effort though from Klein to keep the ball in front of him as well. And it comes out to Vogrig. Vogrig then gets the handball outside the stoppage. He's got his teammate there in Hillard again. The umpire's blown his whistle, and it will be a free kick to Hillard, who had a few efforts there. So he kicks long towards half forward. Spills off hands, looking for Ingram, can't find him. The umpire's pulled out a free kick. In fact, it's going to go the way of Beaconsfield. That's Summerwee. Summerwee long towards the goal square, bounces away though, Wing grabs hold of that. Chasing after it is Collar. He manages to keep the ball back in. Brings it back towards pocket, picked up there by the Beaconsfield player in Wakefield, and Wakefield snaps a goal. So against the tide there probably, they've had to play the last few minutes, the Dolphins. Beaconsfield, they move on to 7-7-49. Plays 139, and that is on your Chisholm Sport Academy scoreboard. So a bit closer than the scoreboard suggests, I think. They've certainly brought the heat in this quarter, the Dolphins, and just need to get some scoreboard pressure going now. So back in the middle. The umpire's going to pull the ball up, so Hillard will do battle against Shacklock. Ball comes out. Clearance won by the Dolphins. Booth gathers it. It's a quick kick forward. He's got Hillard over the top, but he's overcooked the kick. Great intercept there by Tom Mann, who's been great this quarter across half-back. So Mann plays on. There's players inside, but he misses them. Able to get it is Harringsma. Harringsma goes inside 50, looking for, and just drops the mark at the last moment was Palais. Comes off hands. They get back to defend the Dolphins. They pile on top, and umpire lets it play. Spills out to Hillard. Hillard has a shot on goal, but it is across the face to the left-hand side. So they move on to 7-8-50. So kick back in by the Dolphins, but now what are they going to do here? So it is a boundary throw-in, although no one touched it from the kick in. In fact, he played on, so it is a boundary throw-in, my mistake. So umpire throws the ball back in. We'll give that one to Shacklock, who hits it back out. Gathered though by the Beaconsfield player. A quick snap inside 50, picked up by the Dolphins player. Good tackle, comes out to Vogrig. Vogrig kicks it towards the goal square. Intercepted by the Dolphins player. Coming out is Palais, can't grab it. Picked up by a man. Gets his handball over to a teammate who's got some space, and he's got the man in Kobe Stewart with a bit of space out on the wing. Picks up. Tackled by Wood from Beaconsfield. He goes back inboard, misses the target. Vogrig gathers though, misses it. Mann again gets the handball to a teammate. Comes back to Mann, who gets the handball out again. The The umpire's going to pay a free kick here, and I think it's going to go to that man in man. He's had a really good second quarter since he's moved from the midfield to half-back, so he looks up and spots up a teammate. Can't find him though, off hands. Now the umpire's going to pay a push in the back there. So Marr traps it in front of him. Tackled, but got his handball away was Bremer. And a great tackle there by Harry Gross. He's had a bit of it in this quarter. He's got numbers on in the square. Now he had Spence, who wanted to play on quickly. The ball comes back out to that Beaconsfield player in Samui. Samui then gets it off to a teammate in Pereira, who kicks it long towards forward 50. And taken out of the marking contest was Wood. Gathered though by Ingram, who stops props, takes on his player, gets around him, gets the handball. In fact, no, he chooses not to handball. Has a player on inside 50. Goes to him but misses. Looks for the Dolphins player, who gets it out, and it comes through the agency of Crane. So Crane at centre half back. He's got numbers on that far side of the ground. Wallington marks, quickly plays on. Gets the handball over to the running overlap in his ruckman in Shacklock. Shacklock goes long inside 50, but it's all Beaconsfield and Wigfield. Takes the intercepting mark. Now he kicks out. He's got numbers galore out here. Cross couldn't gather. Picked up though by Varlet. So Palais then gathers. Liked his game so far. Kicks it up towards Wood, who back with the fly takes a courageous mark. He's been good this quarter, Wood. So Wood comes in, and I think he's kicked it, and he has. So late into this first half, another score to the Beaconsfield side. They move on to 88-56 versus 139, and that is on your Chisholm Sport Academy scoreboard. So umpire balls it up. Give the hit out there to Collar, who's into the ruck now. Picked up by Varlet, but he's tackled and pinged for holding the ball. It's that man Stewart, who we sung his praises this quarter. He gets the handball on, in fact he holds it, and there's a player on out wide, and that's Mann. So between Stewart and Mann this quarter, they've been holding things up nicely. A couple of 1-2s, it comes back to Stewart, who's got a player on the far side. Finds him in Kobe Stewart. Kobe Stewart then plays on, looks for a teammate, can't find him. Picked up by Vogrig. Vogrig then gets a cross. Ball bounces, now he's ducked into that one, Wigfield. The umpire's going to call it ball up. Ball goes up. Now he tried to take them on there, did Varlet, pinned holding the ball. Finds a target. Quickly plays on. He's got Wallington on in the square. Comes off hands. Picked up though by Pollock. Can't get the kick away though. Great tackle there by Booth to save the day. Gathered though by Wallington, who tries to keep it in front. Dives on top of it. Gets the handball out to Pollock. Pollock, quick snap on goal. And a goal. Now, the field umpire has come in. And they've given it a point. So it must have been touched off the boot. So Beaconsfield bring the ball back in, looking for Booth on this broadcast side. Comes out the back to Varlet. Varlet's Corral, gets the handball over to Craig. Good there by Klein, comes out to Gross, who's tackled. His ball came out in the tackle. So a physical game. this one, it must be said. So ball goes up. So Klein goes in to gather, can't. Comes the tackler now. So ball's still in there. So Cross tries to get it. Comes out to the outside. Quick clearing kick by Beaconsfield. It's got 2-on-1. And the siren will go. So at half time, it is 1-4-10, plays 8-8-56. That is on your Chisholm Sport Academy scoreboard. It did come back a bit in that quarter, Dolphins, but they still were able to get a couple of goals against the wind and against the tide that quarter, the Beaconsfield side. We'll have a quick break. We'll come back for the second half after this. Welcome back to Overport Oval for the Chisholm Sport Academy live stream match of the day between Frankston Dolphins Black versus Beaconsfield Gold. Good first half there by the Beaconsfield boys, and the Dolphins were a lot better in that first quarter. They probably had more of the play, they just couldn't get it on the scoreboard. So it's 1-4-10 to the Dolphins. Plays Beaconsfield's 8-8-56. As players finalising their positions. As the umpire holds the ball in the air. We'll get things underway. As the ball goes up. Give that one to Shacklock, who's been good. Going in and getting it was Klein. Couldn't gather though. Comes out to Varlet. Varlet has a player on the outside. Good tackle though by the Dolphins. As it goes inside 50. That man in Crane has it. He gets a quick kick away. Spills out though. It comes to Pereira and an intercepting mark. In fact, no, it's not an intercepting mark. I thought it was that man, Tom Mann again. But in fact, it's taken by Flynn Marr. It was a bit quieter in that second quarter. He started the game well. So he'll go back from about 20 out. No angle to speak of. And as we've mentioned throughout the broadcast, they're probably kicking with a 4 or 5 goal advantage to the left-hand side of your screen. So in comes Marr. Nice deliberate approach. And I thought he kicked it, but he's missed it to the far side. I might need to go get my eyes tested. So the Dolphins will bring the ball back in. He's got Crane on in the pocket. Just chooses not to use him. So he goes out wide looking for Shacklock. Comes off his hands. And taken over the line by Stewart. So Kai Stewart and Tom Mann really held the fort for the Dolphins in that second quarter. And that's that man Stewart again who gets the handball. Stolen though by a Beaconsfield player. And this time outmarked by Jack Hay. Here's Ingram. His kick's not the greatest though. Comes out to Shacklock. Taps in front. Picked up by Wallington. Really liked his first quarter and liked the overlap hands he's used for his teammate there in Klein. Klein then gets it back. Takes a bounce. Goes for a run. Good tackle though and good chase by that man in Wigfield who's done some nice things today. Goes towards the half forward line looking for Pollock. Pollock can't gather. We'll have a boundary throw in the right forward pocket for the Dolphins. The umpire throws the ball back in. If Grundy and Hillard go at it, Grundy gets the ball, hands it out to a teammate in Wallington. Wallington goes towards his teammate, can't find him. Picking it up is Forber, who gets it out to a teammate. Quick kick towards Shacklock in the square. Can't gather. Picked up though by the Beaconsfield player in Hillard, who takes a bounce, kicks long, looking for and finding that man in Pele. Pele has numbers on in the middle. It's picked up by Varlet. Varlet then gathers. Kicks looking for a teammate. Intercepted by that man in Menzies. Gathered by Mann, who gives it to Stewart. Said that a few times. Out to Wallington. We've said that even more times. Trying to keep in front of him again is Wallington. Wallington then goes to ground. Spills out to that man, though, in Heringsma. Heringsma on towards goal, and it's a goal. So a great left foot kick there from Riley Heringsma, who's done a couple of nice things this morning, should I say. Used to the afternoon football. It is an earlier start than usual for the under-15s. So they move on to 9-9-63. That plays 1-4-10. That is on your Chisholm Sport Academy scoreboard.
25, Shack to 25.
The umpire will ball the ball up in the middle. Give that one to Crane. Comes out, though, through the agency, the Beaconsfield player. Trying to trap it is Pele. He does, and he gathers, kicks towards Ingram, comes off hands. So spills to Ma. Ma does the roving this time. Has his kick smothered. Man's over the footy. Keeps in front. Same with Shacklock, who gets it out to a teammate who kicks it out towards the half-forward flank. It's going to be intercepted by the goal kicker previously in Riley Heringsma. So Heringsma kicks it towards the pocket looking for Ingram. Falls out the back. Ingram out of the gather though. Picked up by Man again. Trickles out of bounds in the left forward pocket for the Eagles.
Joshy, come back. Louis behind you. You got to have a man. Watch 9.
So the ball goes back into play.
Oh, well done, Louis.
So Lewis Menzies gets the clearing kick. It's gathered by Palais, who kicks it to the top of the square and finds his teammate in Xander Pereira. So Pereira no more than 15 metres out, slide angle, and should put this through. It's a nice upright approach. Walks in, he stabs at it a little bit, and as a result, it is a behind. So it is something that they see at the top level. The top level players don't kick through the ball when they're close to goal, and it's still important to kick through it no matter how far out you are. So Dolphins bring it out to the far side. Comes off hands. It's gathered though by that man in Cross. Cross then kicks it towards a teammate and finds Collar. So in comes Collar. So sits it up there, fades, and at the back, I think it's Wigfield. It is. He quickly plays on, goes on the right with the banana and goals. So they'll be disappointed with that one, the Dolphins. They probably could have killed that one through, but Wigfield sneaks out the back and gets the mark, and he's able to finish and kicks his second. So the Eagles move on to 10-10-70. Plays the Dolphins 1-4-10. Even 10-goal margin now. And that is thanks to Chisholm Sports Academies. So ball goes up in the middle. Umpire's going to pull a free kick out here, and it's going to go the way of Forber. So Forber plays on. He's got Stewart on the outer side. Misses him, though. He's got support in Spence. Palais picks up, though, for Beaconsfield. Comes off hands off Forber. He's tackled, and the umpire's pinged him for holding the ball. Now, he's called advantage play on. It comes out to Varlet. Varlet's got players on at the top of the goal square. A good fist away, though, by Hay. Gathered by that man in Heringsma again. On his left foot, snap towards goal, and he has missed. So tick under 8 minutes gone into this third quarter. So Hay plays on. Takes a bounce, kicks it long towards half-back. Looking for Pollock, comes off his hands. Goes back in and gets it, though. He's over the footy now, has to get rid of it, and he does. It spills out to Spence. Spence gets it out to Klein. Klein gets the handball out to a teammate who looks for Pollock again. Pollock's able to gather, gets a handball over to Stewart. Stewart kept on moving, kicks it long towards centre half forward, but standing in the hole is Hillard. Comes off his hands. Over the top is Grundy. Grundy's got Wallington in over the top, but decides, no, I'm going to go myself, and finishes the job. So a great transition to play there from the Dolphins. So they've kicked away a bit, the Eagles, but they've managed to get one back there, the Dolphins. They move on to 2-4-16, plays 10-11-71. That's on your Chisholm Sport Academy scoreboard. As the wind starts to pick up a bit. It's Beaconsfield win the hit out. It's picked up though by Pollock, who's tackled. He manages to get a handball out. Fisted away by the Beaconsfield player. Pollock goes in to get it again. Klein gets it, but he's wrapped up. Mann's in there for the Dolphins as well. He's at the bottom of the pack trying to get it out, and we'll have a ball up. So the umpire will ball it up. So give that one to Crane. Comes out though to Wigfield. Takes a bounce, goes for a run. Runs his full measure again. Umpire's going to pay the mark. Not sure that went the required 15. It's that man in Flynn Marr who's spent his time wisely between both the ruck and at centre half forward as he tosses a bit of grass up in the air to see what the wind's doing. So he'll come in from about 35 out on a 45-degree angle. So he comes in, deliberate approach, sits it up, and that's a nice kick. That's straight over the goal umpire's hat. So he's had a good day himself. I think that might be his third for Marr. Definitely his second. He's had a couple of shots on goal. He's been a difficult matchup because he is a big, tall, strong lad, but he's able to mop up at ground level as well. So back into the middle. Grundy wins the hit out. Stewart then gathers. Dodges one, gets a handball back looking for Klein. Misses him though. Klein's able to get the tackle. And he's rewarded. Holding the ball. So Klein quickly plays on. Looks for a teammate inside 50 in Spence. Can't find him. Off hands. They gather around the footy. Spence goes back in and gets it. Tries to get a handball out to a teammate but couldn't. It's now cleared by Beaconsfield. Beaconsfield are running away with it here, but it's just held up at the last moment by the Dolphins. And the umpire's going to pull a free kick here. And it is going to go the way of the Dolphins. It might be that man in Pollock. So Pollock gets around his man on the mark. Kicks it into a teammate but just misses the lunging Dolphins teammate. I think it was Stewart. Kobe Stewart. He's unable to gather. We'll have a throw in. So ball goes back in. Hit out one by Beaconsfield, and the umpire's going to pull a free kick out. Looks like it's going to Grundy. So he'll go back and have the opportunity to kick his second goal of the quarter. He's been good today, Grundy. Provided a presence in the ruck and across half forward. So in comes Grundy. He's about 35 out, 45-degree angle. It's a bit of a helicopter kick, but it comes back. He's kicked to the near side, one behind. So they've brought it back in. Now Wigfield has it. Wigfield goes towards Heringsma on the wing. Comes off his hands. Keeps it in front, though. He's able to get a quick kick forward. He's got numbers in over the top if he can get it to them. First to the contest, though, there is Dolphins. I think it was Klein, but he's tackled and pinged holding the ball. Let's just see if it was Klein. It might have been Crane. Nevertheless, they play on quickly and have got numbers on in the corridor. Able to gather is... He gets his handball away, does Samui. Coming in and getting into Dolphin player, kicks it towards the middle, but Booth should mark. He does. He's got numbers on the broadcast wing here, and he goes that way. Looking for him fighting Wood. Wood then goes long inside 50 to a one-on-one in Ingram. He jumps up, comes off hands to Pele. Marr's running after as well. Pele gathers, quick kick along the ground, and he's kicked it. A fantastic bit of roving play to first of all keep the ball inside the passage of play, but then to quickly have the smarts to put it onto your left boot and dribble it through. A fantastic goal there by young Brandon Pele. I'm sure that's going to make the highlights package later on in the week. So 12-11-83 plays 2-5-17 on your Chisholm Sport Academy scoreboard. The umpire's back in the middle bowling it up. We'll give that hit out to Grundy. So it comes out to Vogrig, he's slung around. He gets his tan ball away though, bursting his way through his Wood, looking for Varlet. Varlet gives it back to Wood. Wood then has players in on over the top. He's looking for and missing Heringsma. The ball comes out by a Dolphins player, comes back to Heringsma on his right foot, kicks, but it's intercepted by Dolphins player. He's got numbers right in front of us here in front of the commentary box. Good mark, though, by Varlet, who quickly plays on. He's got Palais in over the top. Palais going to run in. He kicks towards goal. It's coming back. It just fades late, and it bounces through. In fact, it's gone out of bounds for a boundary throw-in. So nearly 2 miracle goals in the space of a couple of minutes there for Brandon Palais, who's done a few nice things this morning. So Vogrig's going to rove this off. He gets the handball off to Samawi, and Samawi kicks the goal. In fact, it might be Samawi. Samawi. We might go with Samawi. He's been good, though, particularly in this third quarter. He's provided options. He doesn't lose out in the contest. That's all you can ask of your big forwards. If you're not going to win the contest, you've at least got to halve it. So he's on the board today. So the ball comes back into the middle. So picked up by Vogrig. Comes on in over the top. They quickly play on. Comes out to Heringsma, who has a quick snap on goal, and he's kicked it. So he's kicked a couple of nice left foot snaps this quarter. As Riley Heringsma, I hope I'm saying that correctly. We've gone nearly 17 minutes in this third quarter. It's kicked away with it, certainly in this quarter. So ball back up. Hit out one by Ma. Tries to follow up. Spills out. Quick kick by Vogrig. Looking for Palais and a great mark. Found himself on a bit of a mismatch there with Mann. As good as Mann's been today, he's not quite as big as Brandon Palais. So Brandon Palais able to use his strength. He's battled hard though. As Tommy Mann, been one of the better players for the Dolphins. Palais comes in, and straight over the goal umpire's hat. And they have cracked the ton late into this third quarter. So 15-11, 101 plays 2-5-17. That is on your Chisholm Sport Academy scoreboard. So ball back in the middle. Ball goes up. Grundy wins the stoppage. Comes out to Spence, who kicks it inside 50. Picked up by Wigfield, who gets it to that man in Hillard. Hillard then finds Valet. Valet then goes back inboard and looking for Craig. The umpire says play on. Craig's able to get a quick kick away though. Chasing after his Wigfield again. He keeps it in front. Has his head over the ball. Gets a handball out to Pereira. Pereira out to Palais. Palais in towards goal. And he's kicked another. He's kicked 3 goals this quarter as Brandon Palais. All in the last couple of minutes. So he's having a bit of a hot patch.
Jakey, go forward.
So as we near the end of the second quarter, into the 20th minute. So ball goes up. Mar wins the hit out, gets it to Vallet. Vallet then gets it on, I think that was Pereira. Pereira goes inside 50, gathered by Stewart for the Dolphins, gets a quick handball away. Bogrig then mops up for Beaconsfield. He gets a handball out, finds Pereira. Pereira, quick snap, has a player on his own, falls off hands. Pereira's, in fact, it's going to be Pele goes after it. Now, Pele could kick his fourth for the quarter. He's kicked it way across the face. And the siren beats Ingram. So they kicked away in that quarter, did the Eagles, and scoreline reads 2-5-17, the Frankston Dolphins black under 15 side versus Beaconsfield Gold under 15s. Division 1, 16-11, 107, and that is thanks to the Chisholm Sport Academy. We'll take a quick break and we'll be back to wrap up things for final quarter. welcome back here at Overport Oval here in Frankston. And they've kicked away the Beaconsfield Eagles. Just heard a little bit of the three-quarter time chat from the Frankston Dolphins, and the instructions is try and win the quarter. Which is all they can do from here. So try and win the quarter. A few goals on the board. Has seemed like, though, it's been a little closer than the scoreline suggests. There's been some good players this afternoon for the Dolphins side. Siren goes, ball goes up. We're underway for the last quarter, so Grundy wins the hit out. So Wellington look to take the advantage. Can't, he's come back. Grundy's tried to run pass for the hand pass. So he's going to kick it long towards the top of the square. So the umpire's paid holding the ball. It should have been a 50-metre penalty there. Good representation there from Klein. We'll go back from about 35-40 out slide angle. It's kicking with a strong breeze though. Comes Klein, hangs it out to the right, and it's going to stay right, comes off hands, through for a behind. So they move on to 2-6-18, Dolphins. So Wigfield, in fact, no, it's Cross, comes back in. So Cross brings it back in looking for a teammate. Gather around the footy. Ingram tries to get a quick kick away. Over it is Vogrig. Klein gets the clearance, but it's smothered. Kicked up in the air by Cosgriff. Picked up by Heringsma. Heringsma had a good third quarter. So this man, Wigfield's off to the races. Takes a bounce. Takes a second bounce. Keeps on running. Takes a third bounce. He kicks towards goal. It's going to bounce through. And it's just off target. So they quickly bring it back in, the Dolphins. Grundy gathers, gets a handball. In fact, he decides to go himself, gets the kick down the line. Cross gathers for Beaconsfield, gets it onto a teammate who kicks long towards half forward. Looking for him, finding Wigfield now. He's accidentally been taken out underneath, and complete accidental, and the Dolphins player apologised straight away. So Wigfield kicks it in long, looking for Marr. Ball bounces in front of him. Gathered by Crane. Crane kicks it out towards his defensive 50. Overruns them all. Picked up by Ingram. Kick smothered. Ball's in dispute. We'll have a ball up. So not much happening there. Just ball ping-ponging around in the contest. So Wigfield gets the clearance. He kicks it in long towards. It's gathered by Pereira. Touches one, snap, but it comes off the boot. A little disappointed in himself. He was running into an open goal there. So they move on to 16-13, I think it is. Yep, 16-13, 109. So bring the ball back in is Forber. He finds a teammate in Eden Crane. So Crane kicks it long up the line. He's got Klein, who's been another one of the better players for the Dolphins. Looking for Spence and Wallington on the outside. Wallington can't pick it up, keeps in front of him though. He manages to pick it up now, so he goes back inboard onto his left. Kicks it and finds a teammate there, Stewart. Stewart kicks long. A nice strong mark there by that man in Jack Hay. Jack Hay then kicks it to his leading player in Pollock, but cut off by Booth, who's done a great job today, Booth. Playing on Pollock. Kicks it over to Vogrig. Vogrig takes on his opponent, kicks out towards the far side wing where he's got a teammate there in Collar. Collar's unable to pick the ball up. They gather back in numbers to the Dolphins, picked up by Wallington. He's able to get his hands free and get it onto Klein. Great effort there from Wallington. Klein then is off to the races. He kicks it up towards half forward where he's got Spence. Spence takes the mark and turns around, plays on quickly. He's got Hay on over the top, uses him. Now he kicks towards, he's got a player open in the square. It just falls short, but it bounced in front of him, and that's Harry Gross, I think it is. A snap on goal, and it's just bounced the wrong way. Booth is able to get back the last line defence. He's quickly playing on his varlet. He's turned it over, and so the Dolphins player brings it back in. Gross has front position, gets over to the back. Booth, first one to arrive. Ringsma then dodges a tackle. Ringsma then kicks it up the line looking for and finding that man. In fact, it was paid off hands. It was Craig. Craig then taps the ball out. It's gathered, though, by the Dolphins player. Quick snap out of the air from Spence. Through for a behind. So Varlet's able to quickly play on looking for Wigfield. They managed to tap it on in front. They got Palais. Quick kick forward there by Raddings. Palais keeps going, gets the handball, handballs over to a teammate. Vogrig is able to keep running from the defensive half as well. He picks up and dodges the tackle. Goes back onto his left and kicks it inside 50, looking for Ma. Goes over his head, it's bouncing away. Chases after it, turns back inboard, has a teammate on in the corridor, and he finds him in Rory Craig. So Craig to line up, about 30 out. Not much angle to speak of. So here comes Craig. And Craig puts it through for a goal. So 17 goals now for the Beaconsfield side. So they move on to 17-13, 115. Plays 2-8-20. So 95-point lead to the Beaconsfield side. So ball back in the middle. Give that hit out to Shacklock. Comes out to Klein. Klein wins a clearance and is going towards his teammate, but it goes over the back, and Ingram has been switched to fullback now. He's got a teammate on with a mismatch the outer side. Unable to grab it though is Varlet. He's able to get the handball though and handball over to Craig. Craig then moves it on to a teammate in Raddings. Raddings then goes along towards target. Can't find him. Comes off hands. Pereira tries, but he misses. Maybe taken high was the Dolphins player. Umpire says play on. They gather around the ball. Getting the clearance, though, is Morris Daniel. So Wallington's able to gather. He's got a player in over the top and really smartly kicks in over the top. Over to a teammate who finishes. Jermaine Hoskin does the finishing work, but great awareness and manoeuvring there by Josh Wallington. Really like the look of him. He's got a good footy brain. Able to move his way in and out of traffic, and just out of the corner of his eye, had a teammate on. Ball back in the middle. So Pereira in the ruck now. He wins the hit out. Pele wins the clearance. Kicks it long inside 50. We got Ma chasing after it. He's able to pick it up, get his handball on. I think that's Vogrig. Vogrig on the left. Kicks towards goal, but I think he's kicked it near side, and he has. So we're going just over 9 minutes in this final quarter. So good kick, finding Oliver Dahan. Dahan holds it up at half-back. Kicks it back inboard. He's got someone on, but it goes over his head, and he's overcooked the kick, and Matt Ross takes a nice intercept mark. He has people running past. He gives the handball over to Heringsma. Heringsma then gets back onto his left. Kicks it long towards the goal square. It comes off hands. Gathered, though, by Harding. He's hit the post. Hillard, should I say, not Harding. So they quickly bring it back into the Dolphins, and we'll have a boundary throw in between wing and half forward for the Beaconsfield side. Taken out of the ruck by Pereira. Quick snap kick away. Underneath it was Menzies. Couldn't mark. Spills off hands. Vogrig is able to get it out to a teammate who kicks it to the top of the square. And Riley Hillard's able to take the mark. So he's done a few nice things this afternoon, Riley Hillard, to go with his mullet. So in comes Hillard, pops in over the top, and he finishes off with a goal. So 18-15, 123, plays 3-8-26. That is on your Chisholm Sport Academy scoreboard. So haven't quite cracked the 100-point margin at Beaconsfield.
Josh, push up onto Ollie's wing, get Ollie forward. Ollie, forward.
So winning the clearance, but then unable to tackle his way through was Craig. So it was Archer Bremer who's able to get the kick on. He kicks it to Oliver Spence, who plays on. Has a kick towards goal. Goes over the top of the contest, but it's going to fade late. Through for a minor score. Oh, sorry, I didn't even see him there. So Wood on the outer side. Spots up a teammate. Good mark there by Maher. He's got teammates streaming towards goal. Decides not to use them. He's going to go back. Have a shot. Here's a big kick. So this is to put the margin beyond the 100-point barrier. Apologies before, I had a dog come up and jump on my leg and startled me a bit. As Mark comes in, it's a bit of a wobbly kick off the boot. Comes off hands and through for a minor score. As I was saying, sorry, a dog jumped up on me, a little pup. Not what you're expecting when you're calling a game of footy, but that's local footy. So they're kicked out. They're the Dolphins. It's chopped off by the Beaconsfield player who's able to get it on and find that man in Brandon Palais. And didn't he have a fantastic third quarter? So he's about 30 metres out. He's on a pretty tight angle though, but he is on the right side for a left footer. Here he comes. Kicks, and it looks like it's going to fade across the face, but that man again, and we've said his name a bit in this second half, Riley Hillard, too tall, too strong. So he'll go back. pop it in on over the top.
Give Archer a blow. Arch forward.
And now that has cracked the 100-point barrier, fortunately for the Dolphins. I think it doesn't reflect their effort today. They've had some good players across the board. This Beaconsfield side's a very good team. As they move on to 19-6, 130, plays 3-9-27, all thanks to Chisholm Sport Academies.
Goal square, Joshy, goal square.
This ball goes back up. Hit out one there by Collar. Bogrig is after it. So is Pollock. Gathers. He's tackled though by Vogrig. Ball comes out to Shacklock. Can't keep it in front of him. Klein's in there for the Dolphins. He's been good today. Bogrid over it again. He's been excellent this morning for the Eagles. Stays in front of Vogrig right now, unable to kick it in as we tick into 15 minutes going into this final quarter. So the umpire throws the ball back in. Beaconsfield win the clearance. They kick it towards the wing. The umpire's pinned a free kick here. He's paid holding the ball. It's going to go the way of Harvey Pollock, the 13-goal man from round one. And pinned holding the ball. So it's a free kick to Beaconsfield as they look to bring it back towards the corridor. Got Wigfield out on that far side. So Wigfield grabs it, kicks it towards Booth, who can't mark. It comes off hand, so to Varlet. Comes back to Booth. Booth gives it to Varlet. Varlet's able to stop and prop. He's got a player out wide in Brandon Palais, who marks, quickly plays on, gets back onto his left, kicks it towards the full forward position, looking for Marr. Off hands though, the umpire says play on. It was Pereira who claimed the mark, but it wasn't paid. Comes out to Wigfield. Wigfield dodges one, gets a handball off to a teammate, but it's smothered. He's able to hit the ball forward, but picked up by Crane of the Dolphins, who kicks it out towards that man in Stewart. Gets a kind bounce. He's wrapped up straight away though. The umpire's pinned him for holding the ball. So Vogrig kicks it long towards full forward, looking for Marr. He'll be up against a couple. He's too big and too strong. So Marr to go back and kick. I think he's kicked 3. He said so. He's definitely kicked 2. So it's either 2 or 3. He's been good all day though. He started off in the ruck and he's pushed forward in this second half and been a difficult matchup. So in comes Marr, about 20 out, directly in front. Bit of a wobbler off the boot, but I think he's kicked it and he has. So another goal to the Beaconsfield side. They move on to 2016 136. Plays 3-9-27. That is on your Chisholm Sport Academy scoreboard. So just over 2 minutes remaining in this one. They've really kicked away in this second half as the Beaconsfield side. Good performances though still from the Dolphins. So Varlet, cross half back now, picks up and gives it to Brandon Palais, who goes back inside, takes a bounce, just waiting for someone to present up a field, chips it in over the top, gets an ugly bounce though. Pollock grabs it, but he's tackled immediately by Palais. It might have been a dangerous tackle. Gets up a little bit gingerly. It's Pollock, but he's okay, so he gets up and he kicks it across to a teammate. Stewart gets the handball out to his teammate. Can't find him though in Chisholm. The umpire's going to pull a free kick out here. The kick is smothered. So it's Harry Gross who goes in hard. So good tackle there by Archie Bremer. Ball comes out to Booth. Booth kicks it up the wing. We'll have Stewart, I think, over the top of it. So it comes out to Menzies. Menzies out to Mann. Mann keeps it in front of him, but Vogrig grabs it, and Vogrig is tackled and pinned holding the ball. From Blake Klein. So Pollock goes in short and finds Wallington. And that is the siren. So they'll have a shot after the siren here. A little consolation, the Dolphins, but they've been excellent today. The Beaconsfield side. There's a shot on goal. Don't think it was any score. So, from Overport Oval, the Frankston Dolphins, 3-9-27, plays 2016, 136 to the Beaconsfield Gold side. Very strong performance. Give a shout out to Tom Mann, Kai Stewart. Pollock battled all day. Not as good as his 13 last week though. That's going to take some topping. I must say though, a great effort from Harvey Pollock last week. Blake Klein was excellent, as well as a big-bodied midfielder. And for the Beaconsfield side, well, they had a number of good players. I really liked the look of Mitchell Wigfield, who did a few nice things, and Matt Cross and Rory Craig, 1, 2 and 3, all looking very similar for the Beaconsfield side. Really like Vogrig's game from the Eagles. Same with Pat Ingram, who was a bit quiet in the second half, got moved around a bit, but when the game was there to be won, Pat Ingram was certainly one of those men responsible for that. Also liked the game of Brandon Palais, who kicked one of the best goals to date for the season. Sure, they'll feature in the highlights package during the week. So, on behalf of the Chisholm Sport Academy, don't forget to get in contact if you're interested in joining one of their football, netball or basketball academies at Kangan Drive there in Berwick. Got some great opportunities for some, not only higher education, but VCAL and VCE. So be sure to contact them if you're wanting to get involved with that, should you be thinking about your studies once you get to that 16, 17, 18 age bracket. So as I said at the start of the day, apologies for having to put up with me for the last couple of hours, as our regular commentator Brad had a family emergency he couldn't get out of this morning, and we wish all the best to Brad's partner. I believe they're fine, but it's always a scary thing being in a car accident. On behalf of Kyle Pover, Harrison Carbis, son of coaching legend from around these ranks, Paul Carbis. That's it from us today. We will join you next week, and keep an eye out on the socials as to which game we'll be covering next week. But bye for now, guys, and once again, thank you to the Chisholm Sport Academy for making all of this possible.